miles in quality. Dealer service.
At Ford, we're committed to building the highest quality American cars and trucks.
As a Ford dealer, we want to back that up with the highest quality service in America.
That's why we can offer 6-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranties.
And we can back it up with lifetime service guarantees.
We're as determined to provide quality care
as we are to building quality cars and trucks.
At your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer, quality is job one.
Welcome to the Sports Illustrated team. If you have any questions about your subscription or would like to renew, please call us at 1-800-541-1000 or write to us at Time Customer Service, P.O. Box 6001, Tampa, Florida 33601-0001.
We all know that athletes are gallant, dignified, and descended from the gods.
Judge, if I'd have seen you hit the bat, I'd have called these right in the batter's box. You never making it up? You know I ain't saying you're making it up. I swear to God, I hit the bat. Let me take it.
But for every great moment an athlete has in him, there are 5 or 6 not-so-great moments waiting to burst forth. She learned a lesson. She broke my heart. Fortunately, there's retirement when an athlete can enter an announcer's booth and put all his mistakes behind him. I'm lonely and I'm blue, but I try to get along.
Just a minute.
But if you think I look silly in these clips, when do you see what's coming?
Jeff Pilot is coming at him like a game horse. Jeff Pilot has got him. Jeff Pilot the next. Jeff Pilot a half a length. Jeff Pilot by a length. On to second to 3. What am I talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, I've made a terrific mistake.
And now it's panic. They have to get out of their shoes, and now we must have the rescue. We must come in for the rescue.
I happen to be cast into that role, a 55-year-old guy with one foot in the grave. That's what it's all about, and it is going to be the battle of the sexes. Don't anybody...
A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. There's nothing real in the world anymore. The Raiders won the football game. Collins to Darryl Dawkins. Oh, he did it again. He broke it again.
Fred has just homered, and Billy Martin and the Yankees want the bat.
Well, what you're talking about, Fred?
The Yankees win it. He's out.
Yes,
Fred is out. Look at this. Fred is out. And
they're killing me, Eddie. They're killing me.
Our first story is one of the wildest tales we've ever run across. It's about a man named Lou Zamperini, who proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that it ain't over until it's over.
Lou Zamperini was a miler on the 1936 Olympic team. He was out of Southern California. He was the 3rd youngest man on the team. He was 19. Full of fun, full of mischief as well.
But there was no fun or mischief or running for Zamperini in World War II. There was an excruciating ordeal that left him logically and legally dead.
I was a bombardier aboard a B-24 that crashed in friendly waters, actually. We drifted about 1,500 miles across the Pacific into the enemy-occupied Marshall Islands. During the course of that drift, we were strafed for about 45 minutes by a Japanese patrol bomber. And the 33rd day, the tail gunner, the 3rd member of the crew, died. The 2 of us were taken captive on the island of Kwajalein. Spent 43 days there in a cell. But finally, on the 43rd day, we were told that we would be prisoners of war, shipped to Yokohama, and there to spend the next 2.5 years as prisoners of war.
Missing in action, Zamperini became a war hero, and the nation mourned his loss. A little prematurely.
I was officially declared dead, so officially that even after the war I collected my life insurance money and was able to keep it.
But as Mark Twain would have said, reports of Zamperini's death were greatly exaggerated.
No one knew he was alive, of course. And Frank Brennan was the director of the Knights of Columbus track meet. The big race for the Knights of Columbus track meet was called the Columbian Mile. The mile in those days, and it's still the situation, was the big race of the night. And they changed the name from the Columbian Mile to the Lou Zamperini Memorial Mile.
In March of 1945, the Lou Zamperini Mile was run. And 3 months later, Lou returned.
Naturally, on a life raft at sea, one makes promises to God, and I had promised God that if I survived this experience, that I would seek him and serve him.
His prayers were answered, but some of his memorializers felt a little cheated.
A few close friends made comments. Some of them said, well, we were awful disappointed in see you coming back here and causing all this furor over your death. People have gone through a great length to name memorials after you, and you come home alive and ruin it.
And so, the starter of the second and final Lou Zamperini Memorial Mile was Lou Zamperini himself.
When I appeared at the scene of the race, I was still in uniform. I stood behind the great milers of that day and started the race. And that was a thrill for me, and to think that they thought enough of me while I was declared dead to name this race after me. It was really one of the highlights of my life.
Not everybody gets to make a comeback like that one. In fact, sometimes in sports, people rumored to be alive can end up wishing they weren't.
Oh, his pole's broken. Coach has always been an attacker, and it doesn't really matter. Oh, what a victory! Has he got the car? Yes, it's Tom.
Should be treated. Let's give him a quite a bit of money's worth up there.
Darryl Dawkins doesn't shatter records. He specializes in backboards and labeling his awesome dunk shots things like, "In your face, Chocolate Thunder." This one in Kansas City had the force of a hand grenade, exploding shrapnel all over his opponent's head. A tough break for him, as the replay shows. It also inspired the NBA to adopt a flexible Dawkins-proof hoop and to label him a real pain in the glass. Now, this isn't a TV replay. It's a Dawkins replay, a month later in Philadelphia. Lou Zamperini drifted 1,500 miles on the Pacific Ocean, but the Navy of Oxford University in Great Britain was swamped on the Thames River during the annual Oxford and Cambridge boat race. The fleet was disappearing without a shot being fired.
Problems. There they go. There they go. And now it's panic. They have to get out of their...
This was neither the first nor the last time. In 1978, it was the Cambridge crew's turn to sink.
They won't sink into the deep. They're still in contact with the boat. They've got their feet out of their shoes.
6 years later, another Cambridge shell suffered a more humiliating humiliation. It rode off course into a bridge instead of under it. Obviously, there are no Admiral Nelsons at Cambridge. It emerged from the collision looking like a sailfish with a busted beak. I never thought of crew as a dangerous sport before. Golfers frequently wind up in a creek, if not a river, but up a tree? Never. Well, hardly ever. Bernhard Langer of West Germany managed that trick when his shot nestled like a bird's egg in a tree. The 1985 Masters champion showed what champions are made of by assaulting the hazard as though it were Everest itself. Then Langer gave new meaning to the term wood shot by straddling a couple of big branches and calmly chipping out onto the green. Just all in a day's play. His score on the hole, naturally, was tree.
Long before there was television to provide not-so-great moments for its viewers, plenty of radio announcers were proving that they didn't have to be seen in order to be heard. Screwing up.
I want to tell you, folks, we're seeing history made today. Here we are in the top of the ninth inning. There are 2 outs. The White Sox fans are on the edge of their seats as pitcher...
The body was found with the arms and legs dismembered, tied into a sack and floating in the bay. I'll be back with more sports in a moment.
I'm very proud and happy to present this award to Ms.